let them rest. Hither, Catesby. Thou art sworn as deeply to effect what we intend as closely to conceal what we impart. What thinkst thou? Is it not an easy matter to make William Lord Hastings of Armine? For the installment of this noble duke in the seat royal of this famous isle.
If for his father's sake, who loves the prince, he will not be one to aught against him.
What thinkst thou then of Derby? What will he?
He will do all in all as Hastings doth.
Why then, no more but this. Go, gentle Catesby, and as it were afar off, sound thou Lord Hastings how he stands affected unto our purposes. If he be willing, then summon him tomorrow to the council to sit about the coronation. Tell him his ancient adversary Rivers tomorrow is let blood at Pomfret Castle. If he be leaden, icy, cold, unwilling, be thou so too, and so break off your talk, and give us notice of his inclination. Good Catesby, go, effect this business sound.
My good lords both, with all heed I may.
My lord, what shall we do if we perceive Lord Hastings will not yield to our complots?
Chop off his head, man. Somewhat we will do. Methinks to win the council to our ends is easily accomplished. As the commons like to push a check to us.
God, fear not me, for I will work on them. Why, I can counterfeit the deep tragedian, speak and look black, pry on every side, tremble and start at wagging of a straw, intending deep suspicion. Ghastly looks are at my service like enforced smiles, and both are ready in their offices at any time to grace my spenderdom.
At your meanest advantage of the time, infer the bastardy of Edward's children. Urge unto them his hateful luxury and bestial appetite in change of lust. And tell them when that my mother went with child, that unsatiate Edward, the noble York, my princely father, then had wars in France. And by just computation of the time, found that the issue was not his begot.
As well and willingly as if the golden fee for which I plead were for myself.
Why, there's my Buckingham. Then look, when I am king, claim thou of me the earldom of Hereford, and the movables whereof the king my brother stood possessed.
I'll claim that promise at your grace's hand.
And look to have it yielded with all kindness. But come, let us sup betimes, that afterwards we may digest our complots in some form.
What ho? My lord! Who knocks at the door? A messenger from the Lord Derby. What is the clock? Upon the stroke of 4. Cannot thy master sleep these tedious nights?
So it would seem by that, I have to say. First he commends him to your lordship.
And then?
And then he sends you word. He dreamt tonight the boar had raised his helm. Therefore he sends to know your lordship's pleasure. If presently you will take horse with him, and with all speed post with him towards the north, to shun the danger that his soul divines.
Go, fellow, go, return unto thy lord. Tell him his fears are shallow, wanting instance. And for his dreams, I wonder he is so fond to trust the mockery of unquiet slumbers. But to fly the boar before the boar pursues us were to incense the boar to follow us. Go, bid thy master rise and come to me, and we will both together to the council, where he shall see the boar will use us kindly.
My gracious lord, I'll tell him what you say.
Many good morrows to my noble lord.
Good morrow, Catesby. You are early stirring. What news in this our tottering state?
It's a reeling world indeed, my gracious lord. And I believe it will ne'er stand upright till Richard wear the garland of the realm.
How? Wear the garland? Dost thou mean the crown?
Aye, my good lord.
I'll have this crown of mine cut from my shoulders. Here I will see the crown so foul misplaced. But canst thou guess that he doth aim at it?
Upon my life. And hopes to find you forward upon his party for the gain thereof. Whereupon he sends you this good news, that this same very day your enemy, the brother of the Queen, must die at Pomfret.
Indeed. I'm no mourner for that news, because he hath been still mine adversary. Yet shall I give my voice on Richard's side, to bar my master's heirs in true descent? God knows I will not do it to the death.
God keep your lordship in that gracious mind. It is a vile thing to die, my gracious lord, when men are unprepared and look not for
Oh, monstrous, monstrous. And so falls it out with rivers. And perchance so may it do with some men else, who think themselves as safe as thou and I, who, as thou knowest, are dear to princely Richard and to Buckingham.
Princes both make high account of you.
I know they do, and I have well deserved it.